Hi there, and welcome into the Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for baseball here on a Tuesday. College of the Canyons, LA Valley College here from Mike Gillespie Field. I'm Matt Robinson, happy to have you with us as always here on the network. We thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. College of the Canyons and LA Valley both off to rough seasons, really, when you look at the numbers, you look at everything. LA Valley 10-17 on the year. College of the Canyons 9-17. Both are tied at 3-6, excuse me, in conference play, and both trying to bounce back and kind of turn things around a little bit. LA Valley coming off a loss to West LA on the 29th, 6-5. They have won 5 of their last 7, though. They lost 8 of their previous 9 before that, going back before March 18th. So it's been kind of a rocky ride for LA Valley College. Same can be said for College of the Canyons, fresh off getting swept by Bakersfield last week. They had won 5 of 6 before that, but have been kind of up and down as the season has gone on. Had a losing streak of 5 games to start the year. Haven't had a win streak of over more than 4 games this season. As we look at the starting lineups for both sides, we'll take you through the starting lineup for LA Valley here today. Evan Smith will lead things off, followed by Casey Skett. Sebastian Garcia will bat third, then Gavin Taylor, the DH, in the 4 spot. Emiliano Lopez, the right fielder, batting 5th. Nate Sterling batting 6th. Colin Taylor will bat 7th. Kevin Vasquez will hit in the 8th spot and play left field. And Lucas Gabe will bat 9th and play third base. They will face Kyler Fruity getting the start today for College of the Canyons. Fruity 2-4 with a 10.5 ERA this season. His last start came on the 25th against Bakersfield. He went 2 2/3, gave up 6 hits and 4 runs, struck out 1, gave up a home run. His last appearance was actually on the 29th on Saturday, went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit and a run, and ended up picking up the loss in a 7-6 Canyons loss. But he'll get the start here today. You can see the numbers. This is 8th start of the season. The strikeout number's not very high, 17. The walk number right there with it at 16 this season. So we'll see if Kyler can dial things up here against this LA Valley Monarch lineup. Defensively for College of the Canyons today, a little change to the defensive structure, just a touch. On the infield, Jose Mariano at first. That change is Evan Jaquez at second, Isaiah Dominguez at short, Andrew Sherrill at third. And then the outfield remains unchanged as where it's been the last few weeks, with Junjun Lee in left, Hunter Asang in center, and Alex Friend in right, with Frankie Malagon behind the plate. Working as the battery along with Fruity here today. Evan Smith will start things off for LA Valley College. Smith this season batting .246. Slugging percentage of .374 as he takes the first pitch up. Start time officially 1:57 here today. As we go LA Valley and College of the Canyons here from Mike Gillespie Field. Smith an OBP of .376 as he fouls this one back to the screen. 24 hits this season and 91 at-bats with 5 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Against West LA, went 2 for 5 with a double and a strikeout and a run scored. Working out of the leadoff spot here today in a 1-1 count. Lifts this one in the air. Playable, should be at least anyway, in left center field. Back to the wall. No, this ball's going to leave. It hangs up long enough, and Smith has a solo home run to start the ball game, and LA Valley with a 1-0 lead. The thin air here at Mike Gillespie Field, as we've talked about a lot, playing a role here as Smith lifted that one. Looked like it was going to stay in the ballpark, especially the way that Asang and Lee jumped after it, but it just gets out in LA Valley with a 1-0 lead, and that'll bring Casey Skett to the plate. Sket 347 this season, a slugging percentage of .510. As this ball hit on the ground towards Dominguez on the first pitch. He'll fire to first. Mariano able to keep his foot on the bag. So Sket retired, 6-3, 1 away. For Fruity, that's been a problem for him this year. That's the 10th home run allowed this season. Kyler has allowed the most home runs in the state according to the 3C2A website. But the good news is you got plenty of time to let your offense go back to work and get yourself back into this ball game. It's the first batter of the game. You kind of just live with it and move on. Here's Sebastian Garcia stepping in. 345 hitter this year. 7 doubles, 4 home runs. 21 runs batted in. Started the season on a 6-game hitting streak. As he lifts this one in the air, foul up the first base side. Malagon and Mariano giving chase, and Mariano will make the play just in front of the LA Valley dugout. So Garcia pops out. Mariano kind of juggled it for a second, but was able to hold on, and 2 away. Bring us to the designated hitter, Gavin Taylor. Taylor batting .378 on the year. A .610 slugging percentage as he swings and misses on the first pitch. 6 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, 13 multi-hit games this season for Taylor. It's 2 for 3 on the 29th in that loss against West LA. Takes a called strike, and he's behind in the count, 0-2. Rudy, not going to be a guy that overpowers you on the hill. Going to try and be as crafty as possible. Uses the off speed as much as he possibly can to fool hitters. As he gets him there on a changeup, good pitch from Fruity. Sets down Taylor. So the leadoff home run from Smith. And then Fruity retires the side the rest of the way. And so a 1-0 LA Valley lead. And Canyons come to the plate on already chasing well. Take a look at the COC lineup. Familiar lineup as of late for College of the Canyons. Alex Friend will lead things off, followed by Junjin Lee. Then Jose Mariano in the 3 spot. Frankie Malagon will clean up for Canyons. Evan Jaquez in the 5 spot today as he draws back in after missing 2 of the 3 games against Bakersfield with an elbow issue after he got hit by a pitch. Then Andrew Sherrill in the 6th spot. Reed Farrell, the DH. Followed by Isaiah Dominguez, the shortstop, and Hunter Asang will bat 9th. They will face Joseph Stevenson today. Stevenson's 5-3 with a 4.66 ERA. His 10th start of the season. He does have 1 complete game to his record. 58 innings pitched. 54 hits allowed. With just 15 walks and 52 strikeouts for Stevenson this season. His last start was the 25th against West LA. Went 7 innings, gave up 11 hits, 4 runs, struck out 9, but did give up a home run in that ball game, which ended up being an 18-6 LA Valley win. So he'll try and lock down the Canyons lineup. Defensively for LA Valley today, Colin Taylor at first, Sebastian Garcia at second, Evan Smith at short, Lucas Gabe at third, Vasquez, Sket, and Lopez from left to right in the outfield with Nate Sterling behind the plate. So here's Alex Friend, starting things off for Canyons. Friend this season, 5 doubles and a triple. He's batting .307. 6th in the state in walks with 28. He's been good at finding a way to get on base. Clouds starting to roll in behind us a little bit. Keep an eye on that. It is not warm out today here in Santa Clarita. It's been kind of a cool run of weather over the last week plus. Had some rain on Monday, as well as over the weekend. Expecting some rain again tomorrow, potentially. So don't be shocked to see the clouds rolling in. 62 degrees around first pitch today. Sterling delivers, and that one will go back to the screen.
Oh, it was so much fun. It was packed though. Like, we had to wait like 5-10 minutes from every like hole because there was just lines of people.
Friend, as we said, has done a great job getting on base. He's not afraid to go deep into counts. He's got a 3-0 or 2-1 count here, actually, as the umpire puts his hands up, changes what the scoreboard had said. 2-1 pitch, misses up from Stevenson. Friend in a comfortable spot here, 3-1. Waiting on the delivery from Stevenson. In there for a strike on the outer half. That'll bring the count to full. Stevenson, the big right-hander. Air flowing out of the back of the hat. Facial hair up under the nose at the top lip. Misses away, and he walks Alex Friends, the leadoff runner aboard here for Canyons. Friend draws his 28th walk of the season. I'll bring us to Junjun Lee. J&J has worked his way up. He was starting the season down in the 7 spot, but now all the way up to the 2 spot, batting .384 on the year on a 4-game hitting streak. Slugging percentage at .616 as he's 10th in the state in doubles with 13 so far this year. Takes that pitch up and in, has to back himself off the plate. Stevenson trying to settle himself in here. Canyons doesn't do a lot of running. This season, the Cougars just 24 of 27. They're 71st in the state in stolen bases. See if Friend at all has a green light. Does not. Lee swings, drives it deep towards left field. It's going to be caught right in front of the wall by Vasquez, and Friend will have to retreat. So a long fly out for Junjun Lee. Gave it a ride, but the thin air not helping the Canyons side out. So one away, and Jose Mariano comes to the plate. Mariano, 389 on the year, slugging .694 with 42 hits and 9 doubles, 8 home runs. He's second on the team in home runs. Leads the team in RBIs with 33. He's had hit streaks of 6 and 7 games this year. Diving back to first that time was Alex Friend. Mariano from the 15th of February to the 20th of March was 26 for 60 with 7 home runs. Certainly a guy that can wreck games for the Canyons offense. And the offense for Canyons has really been there this year. 301 average is 26th in the state. They slug .414 as a group, which is 23rd. Or excuse me, their OBP is .414 as a group, which is 23rd. They slug .480, which is 11th best in the state. They're 4th in the state in home runs with 32 as that pitch swung on and missed by Mariano. Their 63 doubles are 14th best in the state. It's just been a matter of consistency both at the plate and on the hill that's kind of caused the problems for Canyons throughout the year. They trail 1-0 here in the first after a solo home run from Smith in the first at-bat of the ball game. Now Mariano hitting with Friend up there. This one on the ground, slow roller. Smith to second for 1. On to first. The 16th double play of the season for LA Valley. It's the 28th time Canyons has hit into a double play. A 6-4-3 inning ender. So Stevenson gets some help from his defense. For Mariano, it's the 3rd time he's grounded into a double play. That one will end the inning. 1 full in the books, 1-0 in favor of the Monarchs here from Mike Gillespie Field.
The Jersey Mike's catering box is the easiest way to feed your friends. The hard part is picking your sub. That's why we're having a draft. With the first pick, Sarah from Carolina selects number 13, the original Italian.
You know, I trusted my gut, and that's exactly where the sub's gonna go, so.
Hold on, we've got a trade. Jake traded his 2nd pick with me, because I'm starved. Freshly sliced subs to go, wherever you and your friends go. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Lopez, Sterling, and Colin Taylor due up here for the Monarchs in their half of the second. Yeah, they're half of the second. We are in the second. Juliano Lopez stepping in. 327 this season on a 5-game hitting streak. 9 for 19 with 3 doubles and 5 runs batted in during this streak. Lifts this one in the air towards right field. Friend drifting straight back will make the play. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second. And now Nate Sterling will step in. Sterling 292 this year. 21 for 72 with 6 doubles and 10 runs batted in. Was 1 for 4 against West LA on Saturday. With a stolen base and a couple of strikeouts, takes the first pitch. Sterling slugging .375 this year with those 6 doubles. The OBP just .346. As you look, just 6 walks, 7 strikeouts for him this year. Hasn't gotten on base a lot. Sophomore out of Palisades High School, waiting on a 2-0 offering from the left-hander Fruity. Kind of lost the breaking ball outside, so it makes it 3-0. And it's a 4-pitch walk offered to Sterling. So a runner aboard here for Colin Taylor. The first baseman hitting .235 this season. Just 51 at-bats on the year, 12 hits, 4 of those doubles. Didn't play on Saturday against West LA. Didn't actually play the last 2 games, but drawing into the lineup here today. So sophomore swings through an off-speed pitch, is behind in the count, 0-1. Sterling does not run a lot, 7 of 9 this season. Fruity will check on him nonetheless. Umpires in today's game: behind the plate, Joe Shields. In the field, Andrew Marquez. Fruity delivers. That one misses just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count here. Colin Taylor. Taylor slugging .413. Those 51 at-bats. 13 runs batted in. Strikeout numbers are high for Taylor. This one down the line and left foul, so we'll come back at a 1-2 count. Look, 6 walks, 17 strikeouts this season for Taylor. You know, and it used to be a badge of honor not to strike out a lot, but that seems to have changed a lot over the last, we'll say, 10 years. Fruity again will check on Sterling over at first. Talking about that a lot today. I was listening to the Dan Patrick show, and they were talking about numbers that used to be important that are not anymore. Runner in motion here. Malagon not going to get a throw off, so it's a stolen base for Sterling. Canyons has struggled to throw runners out this year. That's really, at times, hurt them. They just throw 15% of the base runners against out. That's the 50th stolen base allowed on the season. They'll make it a 2-2 count here. This one hit on the ground on the left side. That'll get through for a base hit. Lee charging will make a strong throw in that hopped towards Sherrill, and he had to just knock it down. So it'll put runners on the corners here, as Colin Taylor has a base hit, and Kevin Vasquez will come to the plate. Vasquez, 206 on the season. Just 7 hits and 34 at-bats. Does have a double, only 4 runs batted in. And now Canyons will have to set up a corner defense here with runners on first and third. LA Valley trying to pop themselves out to a couple of more runs here after the solo home run from Evan Smith on it's just the 3rd pitch of the ball game. Taylor staying put. This ball lifted in the air towards left center field. Lee going back will have a play on this one, but it'll be deep enough for Vasquez to bring home Sterling. A sacrifice fly ball for the second out. A 2-0 lead for LA Valley. So the Monarchs up 2-0. Lucas Cabello will come to the plate. Colin Taylor over at first. Gabay 273 on the year, 24 for 88 this season. Three doubles, home run, and 9 runs batted in. He hits this one on the ground towards Dominguez, gets a nice candy hop. Flips it over to Jaquez. That'll end the inning. So Taylor down 6-3 for the final out of the inning. And Canyons trailing 2-0 will come to the plate with the heart of the order 4, 5, and 6 coming up.
Whether we're on the move or stuck in one place, it's with us. Comforting, healing, and transforming lives. It's the power of you. With 4 world-class hospitals and over 170 clinics across Southern California, together, we're building a healthier community. We're your neighbors, your friends, your family. It begins with you. UCLA Health.
Bottom half of the second. Canyons trailing 2-0. Malagon, Jaquez, Sherrill. Due up here for Canyons. Malagon on a 4-game hitting streak will step in, batting .379 on the year. His slugging percentage at .738, which is 17th in the state. 10 doubles, 9 home runs, 6th most home runs in the state. Just 27 RBIs, though, for Malagon. At one point this season had a 16-game hitting streak that ended on the 20th of March against El Camino. During that hitting streak, he was 25 for 65 with 6 home runs, 6 doubles, 18 RBIs, 12 walks, and 16 runs scored. Right now riding a little 4-game hitting streak as he takes the first pitch from Stevenson inside. Malagon 10 for his last 19 with 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 7 runs batted in. Looking for his 40th hit of the season, 39 for 103 so far. The only knock on Malagon is the strikeout number at 27. Otherwise, he's been the most consistent hitter in the lineup for Canyons this season. As he takes that pitch away. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here to Frankie. Stevenson's 2-1 delivery swung on and missed. So we'll set the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the bottom half of the second inning in a 2-0 LA Valley lead after runs in the first and the second for the Monarchs. Malagon will stay alive as he fouls that one straight back to the screen. The Monarchs pitching staff this year has been up and down. We talked about kind of the offense being up and down. Really the season being up and down. A 5.85 group ERA this year. That one fouled off the foot of Malagon. They allow opposing hitters to hit 289 against them this season. Done a good job striking opposing hitters out at 222. A little more than 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio on the season. Malagon down on strikes looking. First strikeout of the ball game for Stevenson. One away. Here's Evan Jaquez. Canyon's certainly happy to have him back in the lineup. Jaquez 268 on the year. Just 6 doubles. The slugging percentage is down. He hits this one on the infield in the air. And Garcia moving over makes the catch. So 2 away. Canyon's offense struggling to get going here early on. 2 down for Andrew Sherrill, trying to snap out of a little 0-for-10 streak. Didn't have a hit in 3 games against Bakersfield. Did get hit 3 times in game 2 here on Thursday of that series. Trying to turn it back around here. 287 with 6 home runs and 26 RBI. He fouls the first pitch off the barrel of the bat, trying to check his swing. Just unlucky, unfortunate. He tries to set himself back in here. Snapped a 7-game hitting streak in the first game of the Bakersfield series last week. Sherrill does the same thing on the second pitch. He's behind 0-2 here. So Stevenson trying to set down the side in order. Sherrill, though, promptly swings and drives it back up the middle for a base hit. So a good piece of 2-strike hitting there from Andrew Sherrill. Canyons has its first hit of the ball game. And a base runner here in the second inning for Reed Farrell, the hottest man on the Canyons lineup. Over the last 8 games, Farrell hits in all 8. 15 of 31 with a couple of home runs, 4 doubles, 5 RBIs, a couple of walks, a couple of stolen bases, and 8 runs scored. Trying to stay hot here and keep the inning going with 2 away for Canyons. Trailing 2-0 here in the second. Farrell swings and fouls the first pitch back to the screen off to the right. That's 0-1. Reed 320 now on the year with 24 hits in 75 at-bats, 7 of those doubles, 2 of those home runs, all coming during the, or 2 of those home runs both coming during the 8-game hitting streak as he chops this one on the ground. Going to be a tough play for Smith, charging, throws on the run, and sets down Farrell. So a nice play by the shortstop Smith. Canyons leaves a base runner out there here in the second. 2-0 as we go to the third here from Mike Gillespie Field.
Welcome to College of the Canyons, where students become the success stories of tomorrow. Whether you're already in the workforce or just getting started, our flexible schedules are a game changer. And students don't just earn degrees. They catapult into desirable careers and top 4-year universities for just $46 per unit. Quality education without crushing debt. Ditch the cookie-cutter mold of college and make college work for you. Register now at canyons.edu/schedule.
Top of the order for LA Valley here in the third inning. Smith, Skett, and Garcia. Smith a solo home run in his first at bat to lead the ball game off. A home run against Pierce on the 20th. Was his only other home run. Hits this one in the air towards left. Lee going back will make the catch on the first pitch of the inning. One away. So one down for Casey Skett. Skett grounded to short in his first at-bat. On the first pitch of the at-bat, Skett's had hit streaks of 5, 6, and 7 games this year, batting .347. Shows bunt on the first pitch, bunts it in the air. Fruity, the only one that can make the play. Nicely done from Kyler Fruity as he picks it up and fires to first, fielding his position nicely for 2 down on 2 pitches. So Skett trying to make something happen, nabbed by Fruity. And now Sebastian Garcia, who popped up to first base in foul territory in his first at-bat, stands in. 6-game hitting streak for Garcia, 11 for 28 with a couple of home runs and 3 doubles. 8 runs batted in during the 6-game hitting streak. Batting .345 on the season. Hit 4 multi-hit games over the first 6 games of the season. He's had 5 since, 9 total on the year. This is 22nd start in his 23rd game of the season. Swings and lifts this one in the air towards shallow right center field. Alex Friend drifting in will make the catch. And a 1-2-3 inning for Kyler Fruity. Sets down the side in order. The Cougars will come back up to hit. Still trailing just 2-0 here from Mike Gillespie Field. Bottom half of the third, Dominguez, Asang, and then the top of the order for Canyons due up. Dominguez, .247 on the season. Didn't play over the first handful of games this year, but has drawn in as the everyday shortstop. Coming off a 7-game hitting streak, snapped it against Bakersfield on Saturday, went 0 for 3. Was 12 for 33 over the last 7 before that as he chops this one on the ground towards second. Garcia scoops on 2 hops, throws it away in the dirt. Dominguez going to head towards second base, and he will stay right there, so Canyons will take the leadoff base runner on an error by the second baseman Garcia, just kind of short-armed the throw. Score at E4 here, and Canyons will have a runner in scoring position to start in this third inning, trailing 2. For LA Valley, their 42nd error on the year. For Garcia, his 3rd of the season. That'll bring us to Hunter Sang. 0 for 4 of the last 2 games, trying to at least advance the base runner to third here. 241 on the season. Only has one sacrifice hit on the year. We'll see if Chris Cota opts to play a little small ball to try and pick up a run here in the third. Singh takes down. First time Stevenson has been in a little bit of trouble today. Sang has shown flashes of being dangerous with the bat. Had a season-high 4 hits against Cyprus on the 28th of February. In that same game, had a season-high of 3 RBIs, so certainly can do a little bit with the bat. It's just not been consistent this year as he fouls that one off to the right. Just 20 hits and 83 at-bats with 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. Sophomore out of Chaminade. And you take the ups and downs with the bat simply for the ability in center field. Sang is phenomenal in the outfield this season. It's been the pretty much everyday center fielder. Makes a lot of plays with his legs and his speed. Out there in center. Makes that pitch down at the knees. Makes it 1-2. So that's why he's in there on a day-to-day basis despite the 241 average. At some point, the defense, especially up the middle, between him, Dominguez, and Sang, are perhaps the most important. Our first disengagement of the at-bat. Only allowed 2 disengagements between the batter and the pitcher. You can pick off as many times as you want here in the 3C2A, but you can only disengage a couple of times. That one in the dirt. Good job by Sterling. Kept it in front, and it was tough for Dominguez to get a good read on where the ball was. So it'll make the count 2-2. Dominguez bouncing around out there at second base. Canyons does not run a lot, as we have mentioned before, so I wouldn't expect him to be in motion towards third unless he's sure of it here. So we wait on a 2-2 pitch. The Hunter is Sang, able to take down and in. And so the count now full. Like to get yourself back to the top of the order with a couple runners on here. Give yourself some opportunities. Canyons, though, they have crowded into a number of double plays this year, as we said, now 28. That's 5th most in the state. Wait on the 3-2 to a Sang. Fouled off to the right. Will stay in play, but it's going to be where nobody can get to. Yes, nothing Lopez and Taylor could do. Lots of foul territory here at Mike Gillespie Field. Down the right side and down the left side. Pretty much a straight shot from the corner posts you see in the backstop. Down, and there's actually even more room down behind the third baseline as the bullpens for Canyons are in play on both sides. The Sang, this one fouls off to the right, and that'll get out of play off building. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Foul territory on par with maybe say the old Oakland Coliseum. The amount of space. Dodger Stadium as well, old Dodger Stadium, before they had the renovations and took away some of the foul territory down the first and third base lines. So plenty of room to operate in foul ground for hitters. So you kind of got to watch everything that's put in play foul. Sang fouls this one off his foot. And so we'll do it again on a 3-2 pitch. Nice little battle here with the Sang and Stevenson. 10th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Fouling away again, and we'll do it again. Who will give in first here in the third? 2-0 LA Valley as they got runs in the first and the second. The battle between Stevenson and Asang here. It's the 9-hitter hanging tough. Dominguez out at second. Smith trying to keep him close. Asang takes. Canyons with 2 on here as the 8 and the 9 hitters both find a way aboard. After Garcia made the 2-base error that allowed Dominguez out to second. And now we go back to the top of the order with Alex Friend coming to the plate. Friend just 12 RBIs this year. Just 6 extra base hits. A good chance to try and drive one in at least and get Canyons on the board. Corners are in, expecting Friend to bunt. He does, but bunts it foul. Stevenson, tough guy to bunt off of. Throws the ball hard. Has a little bit of late life to it, especially when he comes with a little bit of a two-seamer. Back in on a right-handed hitter. Saw that a couple of times on Sherrill, those balls that kind of tailed in and caught his bat for foul balls, even though he didn't even really get it off his shoulder. Expect Friend, who this season leads the team with 3 sacrifice hits. Maybe try again. This time bunts it in the air, and it's not going to be playable for Sterling. Again, you see why Stevenson so tough to bunt off of. So now Friend, see if they opt to have him try a 3rd time. Taylor and Gabe both on the cutout. Friend down on strikes. It's a high fastball for the 2nd strikeout of the day for Stevenson. 1 down. Junjun Lee hit the ball hard in his first at bat out to left field. That base hit taken away from him by Vasquez. Stands in with 2 on and 1 away. You're trying to stay hot on a 4-game hitting streak. 25 RBI this year for Junjun Lee. Pitch down, and Sterling has to keep it in front. Lee 8 for 18 with 4 doubles, so 8 for his last 19. 4 doubles, 7 RBI. 4 hits against Bakersfield on the 25th. Had 5 RBI, 5 of the 6 runs driven into the ball game for Canyons on the 29th. So Junjun Lee, they're going to call it a foul ball. Chris Cota not happy. Immediately walked down from the 3rd base coaching box and had words for Joe Shields, but and now Will Scat out of the dugout to ask a similar question. Why isn't that a ball in play? So neither side happy, which generally isn't official, means you probably got it right. Let's wait on a 1-1 here to Lee. Stevenson up on the rubber. Checks Dominguez back at second. Now will deliver. Crossed Sterling up, and Sterling makes a heck of a save to keep that one from getting back to the screen. So 2 balls and 1 strike to count here to J.J. Lee. That one in on the hands off Lee. That's a big pitch from Stevenson to get Lee to chase that one off the hands. So it evens the count at 2-2. 1 away, runners at first and second. Dominguez on an error by the second baseman Garcia, and then Asang walked. Friend unable to move him over, trying to bunt twice. Struck out on the third pitch. Now Lee facing a 2-2 delivery. Waits, and he's down on strikes. Third strikeout of the ball game for Stevenson. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the inning. And now Jose Mariano, who grounded into a 4-6-3 inning double play in the first, comes in. Now you want really in this spot right now in Mariano. At the top of the order, liked all 3 of them, but now 2 away for Mariano. Middle part of the order for Canyons between Mariano, Sherrill, and Malagon. And then you add Jaquez in there, who hasn't had the slugging numbers this season that he's had in the past. But this group of 4 really can do damage when they get going. It's just a matter of when they get going. And so far, Stevenson, it's just the second time through the order. Hasn't allowed anything but a base hit to Andrew Sherrill. Couple of walks to Friend and Asang, and was put into some trouble by his defense, but trying to get them out of it here. Behind the count, 2-0 here to Mariano. So good hitters count here for Jose. Looking one spot, a pitch he can drive and try and deposit out over the outfield wall. Takes up and away, so it's 3-0. Now you're really looking one spot if you're Mariano. Better be a ball you can hit to the moon. Chasing 2-0 right now here in the third. With 2 runners on. Mariano, big hack on a 3-1. That is one thing you'll see with Jose Mariano as well. Max effort on every swing from the right-hander. Dominguez taking third. Ball is in play the whole time. Stevenson wasn't ready. And now a base hit gets you on the board. Although it probably did anyway. With Dominguez at the plate. Or with Dominguez at second base and Mariano at the plate. Now a 3-1 count. The heads-up base running from Dominguez. Picks up a stolen base. Mariano walks, so stolen base. The end of the day didn't matter for right now, but it does load the bases up here with 2 away. Frankie Malagon coming to the plate. Malagon, the most consistent bat in the lineup this season. Stevenson struggling a bit here in the third. After the error from Garcia, a walk to Asang, got Friend and Lee, but then stays very careful with Mariano and walks him on 5 pitches. For Stevenson this season, does have a complete game to his record. That was the first game of the year for the third game of the year for LA Valley. I believe his first game of the year against Long Beach back on January 30th. Gave up 5 hits and a run, struck out 4 in that game. regularly up over 5 innings a ball game. So don't expect him to be out of there anytime soon unless Canyons can get to him here. With the bases loaded and 2 away, Malagon fouls the first pitch back to the screen. Trying to keep the hit streak alive here for Malagon, at the same time try and tie the ball game up. Trailing 2-0, best opportunity for the Cougars so far today. Bases loaded and 2 away. Malagon swings and fouls it off to the right. He's behind the count, 0-2. So Dominguez at third after reaching on the error to start the inning. Then Asang at second off a walk. Mariano at first off the same. And Malagon waits at an 0-2. This ball lifted in the air towards right center field. Playable for Lopez. Will make the catch. Canyons will leave the bases loaded here in the 3rd inning as Malagon flies out to end the inning. So the error does not hurt. We go to the 4th, 2-0 in favor of LA Valley. This ball popped in the air, and Mariano making a nice play to start the inning on Taylor. So 1 away. Taylor on the first pitch of the at-bat pops out to Mariano, who had to make a really tough play. Didn't have the camera switched over, so we apologize. But actually, we did have the camera switched over, I think so. You got to see it in all its glory. Nice play from Mariano. First pitch swinging here for Lopez. Brody gets him to ground to short. Dominguez to first. 2 pitches, 2 outs, much like in the 3rd. So 2 away. And now Nate Sterling comes to the plate, who walked and scored in the 2nd inning. Brody has set down 6 in a row here. And in the last inning and 2/3 has only thrown about 10 pitches. Sent down Smith and Skett on the first 2 pitches of 3rd inning. Then got Garcia to fly to right on maybe the 5th pitch of the at-bat, or 5th pitch of the inning, I would say. 2 outs here. This one a big hop to Dominguez. Fires. Little 4-pitch inning for Kyler Fruity. 1, 2, 3's retired 6 in a row. Canyons will come back in to hit. as we go to the home half for the fourth here from Mike Gillespie Field.
Can I get it Mike's way? What's happening?
And your free sub. Enjoy.
That was super weird.
Oh, that? Nah. She just used the shore points you can now earn from chip and drink purchases to get free sub through the app. Download the Jersey Mike's app and earn rewards towards free subs with every sub, Pepsi, and Lay's you purchase.
That's a big deal. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Come over here, Lawrence. For some reason, it's a little dead in the valley right here. True. The air is just thin. Yeah. Because this field dog is should I hit a home run here as an athletic trainer playing home run derby? That's awesome. As a student. That's awesome. How long have you been doing announcing? I started here in 2019 with football, and then after the pandemic, we started doing everything. Awesome. So, that's cool. Yeah. Yourself? Here you go, Black Jet. Doing stats? Yeah. Couple months. Okay. Can I pay you? Brand new. Can I pay you? Chasing stats? Yeah. Get a couple runs right here. Let's go.
Jaquez, Sherrill, Farrell, the scheduled hitters for Canyons. Jaquez popped out on the second pitch of his first at-bat, swings at the first pitch, fouls it away. Evan trying to regain the form from a season ago, was one of the more powerful hitters in the Canyons lineup in 2024, trying to get back to that here in 2025. Coming off that, we said a little bit of an elbow injury, but is back in there. Nearly took that one off the upper part of the body, but has to bend away, and it makes it a 1-1 count. Stevenson just one hit allowed so far in the ball game, has walked 3, struck out 3 as well. Jaquez takes. That one's in for a called strike. Makes it a 1-2 count. Jaquez's best form of the season was actually from the 25th of February to the 7th of March, was 8 for 21. Little 5-game mini hit streak. Had a couple of home runs, 3 doubles, 10 runs batted in during that period of time. He's had 8 multi-hit games this year, but hasn't had more than 2 hits in a game yet this season. Just kind of been waiting on him to really explode. Fights off another 2-2. Maybe his best game of the year, the 28th of February against Cyprus, went 2 for 4. Home run and drove in 5 in that ball game. Indians trying to get anything going here in the 4th. Jaquez hits this one on the ground. Stays down for Smith, who scoops and fires one away. Good job by Taylor over at first to dig it out. Now Andrew Sherrill only hit the ball game for Canyons so far today, back in the 2nd inning. A 2-strike single up the middle. For Sherrill, his 30th hit of the year. Snapped out of an 0 for 10 slump with it as well. Talking to his dad before the game, and he was actually showing us a bat that Andrew had been using. He actually bent the bat. I've never seen that before. Nearly got hit. Sherrill got hit 4 times last week against Bakersfield. 3 in game number 2. Gets out of the way that time. Takes a big hack, swings and fouls it into the catcher's glove. Same for Sherrill, the bat. You can see the other one that's sitting up here by his dad curved due to the bend in it. He said he noticed it in the batting cage the day before, called his dad and said, hey, I think I need a new bat. This one's bent. Maybe that was kind of the precursor to solving the 0 for 10. The new bat there today and had a hit in his first at bat. Waits on a 2-1 pitch here from Stevenson. Delivery on the way on the outer half for a called strike. Canyons trying to snap a 3-game losing streak to LA Valley, as well as a 3-game losing streak on the season right now. Monarchs won all 3 games last year. Stevenson sets down Sherrill on strikes looking. 4th strikeout of the ball game for Stevenson. 2 away. And now Reed Farrell trying to start Canyons off here in the 4th. Monarchs have won 5 of the last 6 over Canyons. Cougars' last win was actually this one lifted in the air towards shallow left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit for Farrell. So a dying quail single for Reed Farrell, but you'll take it. A base runner here in the 4th for Canyons. 1 on and 2 away. I'm going to say Canyons' last win was actually on the 18th of March in 2023, an 8-4 win here at Mike Gillespie Field, then Cougar Field. But since 2012, Canyons has actually held the edge against LA Valley, 19-11, including games in that 2020 season, which were eventually, the season was eventually canceled due to COVID-19, but Canyons and LA Valley played what amounted to 3 of the last 4 games Canyons would play that season, and Canyons won all 3 of them. That was a strange year. Played those just before the pandemic shut the world down for the better part of a year. Here's Isaiah Dominguez, reached on an error back in the 3rd. Cougars trying to recapture a little bit of that. Dominguez lifts this one in the air towards center field. Scat was playing almost all the way back to the wall. Will have to charge in and make the catch, and that'll end the inning. So a fly ball single from Reed Farrell, nothing else. Canyons quietly here in the 4th. Still 2-0 LA Valley as we go to the 5th here from Mike Gillespie Field.
Go, Kyler. Let's go get you.
Taylor Vasquez-Gabe scheduled to hit here against Fruity in the 5th for LA Valley. Monarchs 2, Cougars nothing. Both runs coming in the first 2 innings for LA Valley. Evan Smith a solo home run to lead the game off. And then a sacrifice fly from Kevin Vasquez to score Nate Sterling, who had walked. 1 away in the 2nd inning and eventually came around to score. After he stole a base, then advanced to 3rd on a Colin Taylor single. It's Taylor 1 for 1, stands in. Taylor hasn't, said earlier, many opportunities this year. Just his 13th hit of the season back in the 2nd inning. Breaking ball misses away. Taylor 13 for 52 now on the year. So Fruity gets back in the count, 2-1 here. Good 2-1 pitch in there for a strike. Credit Fruity has stayed in there and battled. Gave up the home run, gave up the sacrifice fly balls, retired 6 in a row since then. This one lifted in the air. Deep left center field is Sang drifting back, has a play on it at the wall, will make the catch. So a loud out for Taylor as he hits it all the way back to the wall. No warning track here at Mike Gillespie Field. But it's an out nonetheless. 7 in a row retired for Fruity. Kevin Vasquez, who had the sacrifice fly ball to make it 2-0. Back in the second comes in. Another ball that was just lifted in the air and kept going. That one in for a strike. We thought the Evan Smith home run was going to stay in the ballpark, especially the way Lee and Asang broke on it, and then it just kept going and floated out over the left center field wall. That one with Taylor had enough pop on it to get it out to the wall, but another ball that was skied in the air thinking it's going to stay in. Thin air here at Mike Gillespie Field. Fruity's 1-1 offering, swung on and missed by Vasquez, makes it 1-2. Vasquez had one at bat against West LA on the 29th, went 0 for 1, struck out in that one. Another guy that hasn't had a lot of opportunities this year, just 34 total at bats coming into the game today. 7 hits and a double. Behind the count here, 1-2. Fruity's breaking pitch misses, or off-speed pitch misses away. Kyler just 1 strikeout so far in the ball game. Not a guy that you're going to see with a lot of strikeouts. Mostly pitching to contact, trying to let his defense do the work. This one chopped on the ground. Dominguez off his glove, just couldn't come up with it. Tough play for Dominguez that time, so Vasquez on with a base hit. Not sure that Dominguez would have had a play at first anyway. So runner on, Lucas Cabay, who grounded into a fielder's choice, comes up. Fruity trying to keep Vasquez close, who was 0 for 1 this year in stolen base attempts. Job by Mariano bailing Fruity out that time as he kind of threw it down in the dirt. LA Valley's been good at staying out of the double play ball. Just 14 double plays against this year. Cabay takes a called strike. Cabay, one of those 14 GDPs this season. Canyons has struggled to turn double plays, just 18 on the year. Malagon trying to throw behind Vasquez. Was in safely. One of 2 games on the network here today, or here this week, I should say. We'll have the closeout of this series on Friday, 2 o'clock. We hope you join us for that as well. Next week, we're back in action with a bunch of games on the docket. Baseball against LA Mission on Tuesday, softball on Thursday and Friday against LA Mission and Ventura. And baseball back on Saturday to finish out their 3-game set against Mission. That one, an off-speed pitch misses down. In the WSC-South in baseball, you play 3-game series, but you go home, away, home. Or away, home, away. Canyon's going to get a bench warning.
Nice pitch, kid.
Nice spot. Nice spot. Nice spot. Let's play ball. Let's go.
And now Chris Cota and Joe Shields getting into it. Shields not happy with the Canyons dugout over.
Hey, nice pitch, kid. Yeah, you are.
Don't be so sensitive. Let's go.
That's right.
For balls and strikes. Him and Cota kind of going back and forward. Cota saying that Shields baiting the dugout.
Oh, let's go, Blue.
And now the fans getting into it as well.
Here we go. Shake it off. Let's go now. Go, Lucas. Motivation.
So now we go 3-1 here. Back to work with Gillespie at the plate. Swung on and missed.
Same pitch. All right, here we go. Get him right here. Let's go.
So the count goes full. Gillespie hits this one out in the air towards left. Lee trying to dive, can't come up with it. It goes past him towards the wall. Runner going to head to third. They're going to try and send Vasquez. Relay throw to the plate, not going to be in time. And the Monarchs add another here. So Gillespie going to get credit for a extra base hit and an RBI. And now Evan Smith comes back to the plate.
All right, here we go. Get this batter right here.
Smith first pitch swinging, chops this one on the ground. Dominguez going to flip it to third. And they are going to cut down Gillespie at third. A good play from Dominguez that time. With a second out, they'll leave Smith at first base on a fielder's choice. And now Casey Skett, who's 0 for 2, grounded to short, tried to bunt. Back in the third, and Kyler Fruity made a nice play to cut him down at first. Action in the Canyons bullpen is ongoing. Runner in motion here, throw down to second. Gonna bounce off the base runner, Smith out into left field, but he doesn't know where the ball is. I want to say credit Isaiah Dominguez and Evan Jaquez with not sprinting around there to kind of let the base runner know where the ball went. It's a stolen base, but it could have been worse. A little bit of bad luck for Canyons. Nonetheless, it's a 2-1 count here to Skett. Now is a runner in scoring position once again. Birdie misses down and in. It's Wesley Yim out in the bullpen for Canyons working. Birdie gonna just make sure that Smith has to stay close with a little inside move. Ball lifted in the air towards deep center. Sang going back will make the catch in front of the wall. So Skett gives it a ride, but comes up empty-handed. But LA Valley does get one here in the 5th. On a Bay extra base hit that scored Kevin Vasquez. We go to the bottom half with Canyons trailing 3-0.
2 runs right now. Let's go. Well, I just wanted to know. I'm assuming for sure. I'm assuming he's the manager at this point. But you might want to get your foot back over here just in case when you can. Not that I think anybody's going to be pitched, but stranger things can happen. All right, get started. 1.
All right, Hunter Sang will lead things off here in the 5th for Canyons. Still facing Joseph Stevenson, who's now stretched out to a 3-0 lead. Walk to Sang the first time these two met today. This one fouled off to the right. Sang was stranded as a part of bases loaded, or left loaded in the 3rd inning for Canyons. Was stranded out at second. He hits this one on the ground towards short. Smith charge, scoops, fires. Taylor there to collect, one away. One down for Alex Friend. Walked and struck out. Canyons had the bases loaded. They actually had 2 on and nobody out with Friend up there in the 2nd or the 3rd inning, and he was unable to bunt, struck out on 3 pitches. Then Lee struck out. Mariano walked to load the bases up, and then Malagon hit one out to center that stayed in the ballpark. Friend trying to get something started here. Stevenson's 1-0 delivery hit on the ground. Scooped up by the backhand of Taylor. He'll collect it himself. 2 down. Canyons just 2 hits in the ball game. Reed Farrell and Andrew Sherrill, the only 2 hits. Cougars have had base runners, just not a lot. It's been slow traffic today. Here's Junjun Lee. Flat to deep left in the first inning. Struck out the 3rd, 0 for 2. Trying to stretch a 4-game hitting streak, get something going here in the 5th. Lee lines this one up the 3rd base side. Foul, so we'll reset at 1 ball and 1 strike. Swung on and missed, makes it 1 and 2. You look for Stevenson, went 9 against Long Beach, complete game. Up against Folsom Lake, went 8 innings, gave up 8 hits and 4 runs. 6 against Irvine Valley. Since then, it's kind of tampered down. Did have 8 inning pitch performance against LA Pierce, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, and 1 earned. Had 8 strikeouts in that game, one of his best strikeout games of the season. So far today, just 4 strikeouts. Not a high strikeout guy in terms of many in games, but has been steady, usually 4, 5, 6 strikeouts on the regular. A couple of times up over 8. Lee takes a breaking ball, makes the count 3-2. Well, his West LA start where he had 9 on the 25th, his season high, went 7 innings in that one. Sets down Lee looking, called strike 3, fifth strikeout of the ball game. Canyons quiet here in the 5th. They go down 1-2-3. We go to the top half of the 6th. Still a 3-0 ball game here in favor of LA Valley. So Kyler Fruity will work into the 6th today. He'll face Sebastian Garcia, Gavin Taylor, and Emiliano Lopez. Ball hit on the ground towards short. Be a tough play for Dominguez. Throw is high. Is not in time as it pulls Mariano off the bag. Scored an E6. So Garcia on, reaching on the error. It's just the second time Fruity is, not this, actually I shouldn't say the second time he's been into the 6th. He has not made it through the 6th more than once this year. The only time was against Merced on the 19th. This ball fouled away. Certainly like to keep the innings off your bullpen if you can, if you're Chris Cota. Get Kyler to stay in there through 6, maybe even into 7. Yeah, you're chasing 3. The offense just hasn't been there. That ball down in the dirt. Taylor 0 for 2, struck out and popped out. So it's not as though Fruity's been knocked around here today. Outside of the Evan Smith solo home run. A couple of fly balls back to the wall, but nothing hit all that hard otherwise. This one lifted out in the air towards right field. Friend charging, it'll make the catch one away. Fruity Vicente has done it. It's like I said, it's not been a day where he's getting rocked around. He's pitched pretty well here today. Just has not had the run support. He's given up just 5 hits and only 3 runs. As he faces Lopez, who's 0 for 2. Merced game was a similar one. Went 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. Both of them were earned, only struck out 2, but easily his best performance of the season. Went 5 against Citrus, gave up 9 hits and 4 runs. Struck out 5 in that ball game. Runner in motion here. This ball fouled the way off to the right. He'll get out of play. Garcia would have had that. So Canyons catches a small break here. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Here to Emiliano Lopez. This time, Fruity going to make sure Garcia stays close. So we hit again on a 1-2 offering. Fruity a quick move that time as he steps off. This ball hit on the ground towards third. Sherrill to second for 1. On to first on the turn. A 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. Fruity gets through the 6th today. Canyon still trails 3-0 as we go to the home half. So 6 pretty solid innings from Kyler Fruity today. 3 runs on 5 hits. Canyon's offense needs to pay it off and try and get going here. They'll start with 3, 4, and 5 here in the 6th inning. Mariano, Malagon, and Jaquez. So far, it's Joseph Stevenson's game to lose, it seems, for LA Valley. He has allowed just 2 hits so far in the ball game. Canyons hoping 3rd time through the order might change things a little bit. Mariano takes a called strike. Down at the knees on the outer half. 0-1. Mariano walked and grounded into a double play. So for 1. Makes up. This ball lifted in the air, playable in center field for Scat. Mariano just under it, 1 away. Here's Frankie Malagon 0 for 2. Struck out and flew out. Struck out to lead off the 2nd, flew out to right to end the 3rd. Stevenson's retired 8 of the last 9 in this ballgame. Last hit given up was Reed Farrell. in the fourth. With 2 away. Malagon fouls it back over the screen. Canyons has not been able to string together anything other than an error and a walk from Dominguez and Aseng. A 2-out walk to Mariano to load the bases. Otherwise, it has been a light traffic day for Joseph Stevenson. That one misses just outside. Cougars have had a base runner in every inning but the 5th. Malagon gives this one a charge out to left field, but Vasquez will have a play on it. So a hard hit ball, but stays in the ballpark. 2 away for Jaquez.
Let's go, 2-1.
Jaquez 0 for 2, popped out, grounded out. That one goes behind him. And that's actually how Jaquez got hurt against East LA up in the Santa Maria tournament. Ball that was kind of behind him hit him in the right elbow. That actually forced him to miss a couple of games. You can see he wears the elbow pad on the left arm, as most hitters do. Wouldn't think to put one on the back elbow, but Jaquez might need one with those couple coming at him. This one grounded towards third. Gabe gets it on one big hop, fires across the diamond. A 1-2-3 innings, 7 in a row retired for Stevenson. We go to the 7th inning. Canyons still trailing 3-0.
Hey, keep that energy, kid.
Sterling, Colin Taylor, Kevin Vasquez due up here in the 7th inning. Monarchs with a 3-0 advantage. Powered behind 2-hit baseball from Joseph Stevenson. Tyler Fruity has pitched well for Canyons today. 3 runs on 5 hits. He's kept the Cougars in the game for the most part. They just have not paid it in on the offensive side. Scattered 5 hits in the ball game, we should say, for Fruity. He's only given up back-to-back hits in the 5th inning. This ball lifted in the air towards shallow center field. Playable for Aseng, who will drift in and make the catch. As Sterling flies out to lead off the 7th. So Fruity, his longest outing of the year at 6 1/3. Every out from here on out will add to that number. Here's Colin Taylor, singled and flew out to center. Breaking ball from Fruity that he didn't get around on. 1 ball, no strikes. Top half of the 7th inning. An hour and 30 into this ball game. Been a quick one so far. 2 balls and no strikes to count. To Colin Taylor. Pitch in there at the knees for a strike from Fruity. Taylor's hit back in the 2nd, just his 13th of the year. 53 at bats so far in the year for him. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities. Pops this one up in the infield. Playable for Jaquez, who calls everybody off immediately and makes the catch. 2 down for Kevin Vasquez now. Vasquez drove in a run back in the second inning on a sacrifice fly to left. Singled and scored in the 5th. Off the Lucas Gabay double. Hits this one on the ground. Sherrill diving. Dominguez a backhand slide, but it's an infield hit. Not much that either Sherrill or Dominguez could do on just a well-placed ball from Vasquez. So Vasquez a 2-hit day, his first multi-hit game of the season. And now 2 on for Gabay here. Got it into a fielder's choice and doubled. Gabay was 0 for 12 going into the game today. The double kind of breaks him out of a mini slump a touch, trying to make it hits in back-to-back at bats. The 2-out base runner here is Vasquez stands at first. Mariano has to reach forward as Fruity keeping an eye on Vasquez. Vasquez 0 for 1 on the bases this season. LA Valley, a team that runs right about the middle of the pack in terms of stolen bases coming into today. 40 for 50. That's 40th in the state in stolen bases for. 2 teams that don't run a heck of an awful lot. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Rudy trying to get through the 7th. That one misses down, I guess. Wesley Yim back up in the bullpen. Getting loose. Rudy, a good move over to first that time. Freezing Vasquez, who has to dive back. A 4-pitch walk issued to Gabay. So 2 on, 2 away. Back to the top of the order with Evan Smith. I think that's going to spell the end of the day for Kyler Fruity as Chris Cota pops his head out of the dugout. Chris Cota hasn't taken the ball yet from Kyler Fruity. Wesley Yim was on his way out, and they tell Wesley to run back to the, never cross the baseline. So not technically in the ball game, so they're going to stay with Kyler Fruity here. Chris Cota comes back to the dugout, says something to the dugout as he walks back. The dugout screaming at Wesley Yim, get back. So they're going to let Fruity pitch here to Smith. Smith a solo home run in the 1st, flew to left in the 3rd, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 5th. 2 on and 2 away.
Find your spot, kid.
Smith a chance to try and bust this one wide open. Fruity trying to get the Cougars back into hit. Got Sterling to fly out, Taylor to pop up on the infield, but gave up a single to Vasquez on a softly hit ground ball to the left side that just was placed perfectly. Walked Gabe on 4 pitches. Hasn't found the strike zone in the last 6. It's behind 2 balls and no strikes here to Evan Smith. 2-0 misses up. 7 in a row outside the zone. I would imagine that this is his last hitter, but I've known to be wrong before. We'll see. 3-0 in for a strike. This ball popped up. Playable on the infield for Mariano. In foul territory will make the catch. Fruity gets out of the jam. He makes it through 7. Still a 3-0 ball game. As we stretch here from Mike Gillespie Field, Canyons chasing 3.
Hey, he's the best at it. Take care, buddy. Hey, Jay, you know Eagles are going to do it again this year, right? Yeah. You want to bet? I'll take everybody else. Come on, I'll take the field. You can have the Eagles. I'll take the field. How about you? Bears or Eagles? Who goes furthest? Oh, you do that with it, huh? $1 for 1,000. I'll take it. I'll take it. Dude, they much move though. The Eagles signed. Wentz? Well, Wentz. Oh, did they? Here we go, Andrew. Yeah. Feel bad right here. It's like 1 year, $8 million. Yeah. Right. Hey, come on, 2-6. Get it on the board, kid. Get on the board.
6, 7, and 8 for Canyons here in the home half of the 7th inning. Andrew Sherrill leading things off. One of the 2 Canyons hits in the ball game today. Stevenson still in there. He's up 2. Oh, no balls and 2 strikes here to Andrew Sherrill. Been a pitcher's duel here at Mike Gillespie Field today. So far, LA Valley with the better of it. A 3-0 lead. Joseph Stevenson throwing a 2-hitter right now. Canyons hasn't had any traffic since the 4th. 2 delivery from Stevenson on the way. Fouled back out of play. Ball hit on the ground on the right side, scooped up by Garcia. So Sherrill down, 1 away here in the 7th. Here's a Reed Farrell, singled and grounded to short, 1 for 2. 8 in a row set down by Stevenson here. Farrell swings and lines this one up the third base side. Foul. One ball, one strike here to Reed Farrell. Stevenson hasn't allowed a hit since the 4th inning. That was to Reed Farrell, who fouls this one away behind in the count 1-2. So far for Canyons, just 6 base runners in the ball game. 3 by way of walk, 1 by way of error. Farrell swings and lifts this one out in the air, or left center, or right center field, excuse me. That'll get down for a base hit. Farrell going around, and he's going to head to second as Skett couldn't pick it up cleanly. And Reed Farrell in with a stand-up double. Just the 3rd hit of the ball game for Canyons. For Farrell, he stretches his hitting streak now to 9 games. That's his 5th double in the last 9 games. And now Isaiah Dominguez comes to the plate with a runner on. In scoring position and just 1 away. Dominguez reached on an error, flew out to center field. Stevenson, that's the first extra base hit he's given up today, just the 3rd hit of the ball game. He has been mostly on cruise control since the 4th inning. Snaps a streak of 8 in a row, retired. Dominguez takes a strike at the knees. This ball hit on the ground towards short. Smith will fire to first. Farrell going to move up to 3rd. Dominguez retired, 6-3. So 2 down, Hunter Singh coming up. This one hit softly on the infield. Smith charging, gets a sing. It was off the hands, and that'll end the ball or the inning for Canyons. So a couple of nice plays for Smith. Canyons leaves the leadoff double out there. We go to the 8th. Beginning of the day for Kyler Fruity, he goes 7 strong. Wesley Ian will take over for Canyons as we come back in the 8th inning. So for Canyons, Wesley Yim will come in to take over for Kyler Fruity. You can close the book on him. Goes 7 innings. Gives up 5 hits. 3 runs. All 3 of them in the ball game earned. Walked just 2, struck out 1. And Wesley Yim, who will appear for the 8th time this year, comes in. 3.24 ERA in his 8 appearances. There's 7 appearances. 8 1/3 innings pitched. He's given up 8 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, with 9 walks and 6 strikeouts. He'll face Scott Garcia and Taylor. Scott 0 for 3. Grounded out, bunted out, and flew out. Fouls the first pitch away. Monarchs with a lefty up in the bullpen, so that might be the end of the day for Stevenson, who's been solid through 7. In behind hitter Skett 2-1. Ball hit on the ground up the third base line, foul. Two from Yim misses away. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to count. Indians with 7 solid from Kyler Fruity. They just have not found any offense of their own. Yim sets down Skett on strikes, 1 away. Garcia 0 for 3. Popped up, flew out to right, and grounded to short, but reached on an errant throw by Dominguez. Swings and hits the first pitch to Dominguez, who slides, backhands it, throws on a 1-hop. Not in time. Garcia with an infield hit. Tough play for Dominguez, ranging to his right. Didn't get all of it on the throw, had to 2-hop it over to first. So now Taylor up 0 for 3, flew out to right, popped up on the infield and struck out. In behind here, 2 balls, no strikes. Taylor swings and fouls it away as the runner was in motion. So Garcia will have to venture his way back to first. LA Valley with a little play on that time. Good pitch on a 2-1 from Yim. Off speed that gets Taylor to wave. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 1 on. So we work in the 8th inning. LA Valley clinging to a 3-0 lead at the moment, trying to add on to it here with a base runner and 1 away in the 8th. Garcia leads away from first. That one bounces in the dirt. Malagon doesn't really know where it is, has to go try and get it. Trying to go to third and successfully doing so on the wild pitch is Sebastian Garcia. That ball kicked off of Malagon's face. Off the face mask, went all the way back into the farthest reaches of the backstop on the right corner. And that puts Garcia over at third. The wild pitch on Yim. His second of the season. This one hit out in the air to left center field, a base hit. The wild pitch hurts Yim. The run scores. Taylor with a hit. Back-to-back singles for LA Valley. And they add another here in the 8th inning. Emiliano Lopez 0 for 3. Flew out to right, grounded to short, and grounded into a 5-4-3 inning ending double play in the 6th. Want to know the count here to Lopez. Yim keeping an eye on Taylor. Monarchs led the game off with a home run from Evan Smith. Got one in the 2nd off a sac fly from Kevin Vasquez. One in the 5th off an RBI double from Lucas Gabay that scored Vasquez. And now one here in the 8th off an RBI single from Gavin Taylor after a wild pitch allowed Sebastian Garcia to move up to 3rd. One count here to Lopez. Fouls that one into Malagon's glove. Makes it 1-2. Monarchs offense this season hasn't been world beaters when you look at the numbers. Right about middle of the pack. Good pitch from Yim. Sets down Lopez looking. That's been one area where the Monarchs have struggled. 219 strikeouts now in the season. You look 38th in hits with 284. They hit 299, which is 28th on the season. They're on base 381. They're slugging 449 as a group. Today they've just kind of pieced together the offense. Once again, getting some timely hits and some timely spots with the exception of the Evan Smith home run. The Gabay double probably should have just been a base hit. This ball, though, lifted to deep left field by Sterling. That one is not going to be caught up to. And just as we were saying, they've strung together timely hits. Nothing has been dangerous. Sterling takes Yim to deep left. So we apologize, had some technical difficulties, power outage here on our gear and shut everything down on us, but we're okay now, we're back in. Had the home run from Sterling Taylor. This is being pinch hit for here as Andrew Cuervo pinch hitting. Ball lifted on the infield. Playable for Dominguez, will make the catch. That'll end the inning. So Cuervo retired on a pop out on the infield. Damage done, though. 2-run home run from Nate Sterling. His first home run of the year. It's a 6-0 Monarch lead as we go to the home half of the 8th. Pitching change for LA Valley here in the 8th inning. Monarchs will send Ryan Higgins to the mound to take over. So Stevenson goes 7. He leaves now with a 6-0 lead. For Higgins, this will be his 14th appearance of the year. An ERA of 3.16, 25 2/3 innings, has given up 22 hits, 12 runs, 9 earned, with 12 walks and 22 strikeouts. For Stevenson goes 7. Finish the numbers out on him here in a second. Higgins will face the top of the order in Friendly and Mariano. Canyon's just happy to maybe see a different arm. For Stevenson, 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Friend 0 for 2. Takes a called strike. Makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lifts this one in the air. Shallow right center field. Backpedaling and making the play is Garcia. So pop out to the second baseman and shallow right center. Junjun Lee comes to the plate 0 for 3. Couple of strikeouts in his last 2 at-bats. Takes a called strike at the knees. Cougars running out of time, down to their final 5 outs here. Lee will lift this one in the air to right field. Lopez having to charge in will make the play. Garcia was sprinting out there like he was going to have a play. That was in straightaway right field. That's how deep the Monarchs are playing defensively here today. So 2 down for Mariano. 0 for 2 with a walk. Higgins right back up to work quickly and there for a strike. Two of the Canyons' 3 hits coming from Reed Farrell today. The other one from Andrew Sherrill. Otherwise, the offense has been absolutely stymied by a combination now of Stevenson and Higgins. Higgins working his first inning of work, has retired the first 2 he's faced. Misses on a 1-1 pitch. Like Eddie Nava up working for Canyons. Mariano fouls a 3-1 back to the screen. Chasing was probably ball 4, and it'll go to a 3-2 count. Mariano walks for the second time today. So Canyons with a 2-out base runner here for Frankie Malagon. Frank 0 for 3 today. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout. Higgins' first pitch, and Malagon's late on it. Breeze kind of picking up a little bit here in the 8th inning. Malagon fouls this off to the right. Behind in the count, 0-2. That one misses just inside. So Higgins ready for a 1-2. Malagon waits. 1-2 chopped foul. And again, we'll reset and wait for a 1-2. Mariano leads away from first. Lefty Higgins up on the third base side of the rubber will deliver. 1-2 misses outside, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 away here in the 8th. 6-0 in favor of LA Valley. They added 3 in the 8th. 2 off of a 2-run home run from the catcher Sterling. Now Higgins trying to settle the 8th inning, and he does. Strikes out Malagon, gets him to chase. So a 2-out walk, nothing else. Canyons down to their final 3 outs. We go to the 9th here, though, for LA Valley as they'll come to the plate with Vasquez, Gabay, and Smith here in the 9th. So Canyons will go to Eddie Nava here for the 9th inning. Pitched on the 25th against Bakersfield, went to 3rd of an inning, gave up a hit. In 5 appearances so far this year for Nava, he's only given up 1 hit in 4 1/3 innings. He's walked 2 and struck out 6. Asking him to keep it at a 6-0 ball game here, as he'll face 8, 9, and 1. Scheduled to be Vasquez, Gabay, and Smith. Cruz Vasquez 2 for 2 today. Couple of singles and a sacrifice fly ball that drove in a run. Faces Nava here in the 9th. Looking ahead for Canyons, they'll send Cheryl, Farrell, and Dominguez in the 9th inning. Nava has yet to find the strike zone. 3 balls and no strikes. Four-pitch walk to start here. So leadoff base runner for LA Valley. Gabe, who's doubled, walked, grounded into a fielder's choice. Bunting and bunting up the third base line. Cheryl scooping and firing high. Canyons will have the runner hung up between second and third, though. And they will tag the lead runner in Vasquez. So the Cougars catch a touch of a break here. As Vasquez commits one of the cardinal sins of baseball, makes the first out at third base. Will score Gabe a hit. Then it was Vasquez cut down in the rundown. Trying to advance, catch the defense sleeping. There's Evan Smith. And a home run in the first to lead the ball game off. So far, that's the difference. It's a 6-0 game. Canyons is yet to mount any offense. LA Valley is tacked on to a big lead right now. Smith way ahead here. Nava issues his second walk. So 2 on here. For Nava, that bunt single is just the second hit he's given up, and that's going to, I believe, end the day for him. So it looks like Anthony Estrada out there. And Chris Cota punts right to the third base side bullpen. So Nava starts the 9th. Faces 3 hitters. And is lifted here. Records an out, gives up a hit, walks 2. And it'll be Anthony Estrada to take over. For Estrada this season, this will be his 10th appearance. 6.52 ERA, is 1-0 in 9 appearances. All out of the bullpen. 9 2/3 pitch, 10 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned with 7 walks. Only 1 strikeout to his credit this season. He pitched on Saturday when an inning, didn't give up a hit, but did allow a run. Will face Skett. And then potentially Garcia. Starting with 2 runners on as he inherits Gabe and Smith here in the 9th inning. First pitch from Estrada into Skett, over for a strike. Skett 0 for 4 today. Struck out in the 8th in his last at bat. Estrada's breaking ball misses down. For Estrada, 5 appearances this season without a run allowed. Been one of the more solid relievers this year. Skett lifts this one in the air to left field. Should be playable for Junjun Lee. Runner at second and Gabe not tagging. 2 away. So Skett 0 for 5 today. 2 down for Sebastian Garcia. Singled, reached on an error, flew out and popped down on the infield. Gabe at second, Smith at first. Estrada's delivery in the dirt. Malagon forced to keep it in front. This ball hit out in the air to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Gabe trying to score from second. Lee's throw, not in time. Monarchs tack on another. RBI hit from Sebastian Garcia. First run of the season charged to Nava. And now Gavin Taylor comes to the plate. 1 for 4 today. Estrada gives up the inherited runner. Estrada behind here now, 2-1. Taylor's single in the 8th, part of the 3-run 8th inning. Scored on the Sterling 2-run home run. His single brought home Sebastian Garcia, who scored after he got to third on a Two-base wild pitch. This one hit softly on the ground. Haka is going to have a tough play from second in time to get Taylor. Monarchs add another, though. 7-0 LA Valley lead. Canyons last at bats. Coming up here in the ninth. Jaquez, Sherrill, and Farrell actually do up here. I think I said Sherrill, Farrell, and Dominguez, but it's actually Jaquez, Sherrill, and Farrell, the scheduled hitters. Jaquez 0 for 3. Popped down on the infield, grounded a short, grounded a third. Canyons needs base runners. That's the most important thing here, chasing 7. Facing Higgins for the second inning. Look shut on Nava, by the way. He gives up a run. Two balls, no strikes to count here to Evan Jaquez. Higgins into his second inning of work here. Jaquez lifts it in the air down the right field line. This one may be dangerous trouble, but it's going to go foul. Lopez couldn't get there, so Jaquez will come back on a 2-1 count. Outside of the Reed-Farrell double back in the 7th inning. Really, that was a ball that wasn't even hit all that hard, just placed well in the gap. Canyons really hasn't hit the ball hard at all today, of any of the LA Valley pitching. Stevenson 7 strong. Higgins gave him a walk in the 8th, but nothing else. Behind 3-1 here to Jaquez now. Got to chip away if you're Canyons. You can't score 7 runs on one swing. Got to start it with some base runners here and try and get a 9th inning rally. Jaquez swings and lifts it in the air on the infield on a 3-1 pitch. Playable for the third baseman Gabe as the infielders collect together. One away. So one down for Andrew Sherrill, who's got one of the 3 Canyons hits today. Came back in the 2nd inning. For Canyons, this would be the first time they've been shut out all season, and the second time they've failed to score more than 3 runs in a ball game. Should they not get anything across here today, Sherrill fouls this one away. For LA Valley, the last time they held an opponent to 2 runs or less was actually the 18th against LA Pierce. They've only accomplished that feat twice. Did it against Long Beach on January 30th. Both of those, I believe, were Stevenson starts. Sherrill down on strikes. And Reed Farrell, the last obstacle in the way of an LA Valley win. For the moment, Farrell 2 for 3. Hottest man in the Canyons lineup right now with an 8-game hitting streak, making a 9-game hitting streak as he adds to it today with 2 more hits. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it off to the right. Higgins trying to get 6 outs. Got 5 of the 6 he's needed. Monarchs trying to make it 6 of the last 7 and 4 in a row over Canyons. One to Farrell, swung on and missed. So Higgins trying for one more strike. Popped out Jaquez, punched out Sherrill. Misses on a 1-2. Punches out Farrell to end the ball game. Monarchs with a shutout. They win 7-0. So Higgins goes 2 innings, gives up no hits, walks 1, strikes out 2. Stevenson gets the win. For LA Valley, 7 runs on 10 hits. 1 error, and they left 5 on base. For Canyons, no runs on 3 hits. 1 error, and for the Cougars, they left 5 on base as well. Final out of the ball game at 4:24 in the afternoon. So a 2-hour and about 30-minute ball game here. Monarchs get the win. They improve to 11-17 and 4-6 in conference play. Canyons falls to 9-18, and they fall to 3-7 in conference play. Stevenson with the win, Fruity with the loss. That'll do it for us here today. We'll see you on Friday for more action as they'll finish up this series, Canyons LA Valley, here on the Cougar Sports Network. Have a good rest of your Tuesday, everybody.